Welcome to At Home with the Johnsons. With me, Lisa.
And me, Sam.
We're going to be discussing a load of different issues about having a multi-seven-figure business and what life is like. So we'll be talking life and we'll be talking a bit of business. But we'll also be talking some controversial topics, but we want you to get involved too.
Because we do love a debate.
We love a debate.
And if you want to get involved in the debate, you can join us on our Facebook group At Home with the Johnsons.
So we're known for passive income. Remember when I used to be called the passive income queen for a number of years?
Are you not anymore then, really?
I don't think so. I think I'm more strategy now. I think I'm more known for strategy.
We got in trouble for saying queen, didn't we?
I still don't really get that.
It was cultural appropriation, but...
The word queen?
Yeah, but there's... I mean, I understand some of these things, but there are queens from every kind of culture.
So which culture are we appropriating?
I don't know, because there's queens in Spain, there was queens in Egypt, there's queens in England, there's queens in most of Europe, there's queens in Southern American countries.
Can we use queen?
Well, we don't anymore anyway, do we?
So it won't matter.
Sorry.
But I used to be called the passive income queen. And the reason for that is because of how we changed our lives with passive income and started changing other people's lives with passive income. And so I wanted to talk today about how that all happened and like passive income in general, because I think it gets bad press, passive income. It
does. I think people think pyramid schemes.
Yeah.
What's the other one
called?
There
are, to be fair.
Oh, I know, but it's not only that. And I found interesting is when you started to look into it, we realised that passive income isn't a new thing, is it?
Well, no, passive income has been around for years and years. And this is why I would have liked to have changed the name of passive income to leveraged income, because you're leveraging your time. But if I say leveraged income, everyone's like, oh, what's that? If I say passive income, everyone knows what I'm talking about.
What we really needed was a copywriter on the team who could come up with some snappy name for it.
Go on, then.
I couldn't think of anything.
Go on.
I can't do it now. Pressure on me. There's like 8 people watching.
I feel like we need to explain what passive income really is.
Yeah, you do that.
Are you're not going to do that? What do you think passive income is?
It's not trading time for money.
Well done. Someone's been listening.
I've had enough years of it, haven't I?
Yeah, so it's no longer trading time for money. So if you think about like a person in business, let's say your personal trainer that you go to, he's trading time for money because he trains you.
Yeah.
And then he gets money from you, but that's his hour.
And he can only do so many of them a day.
Exactly. You can never, there's a ceiling on everything where you are making just normal money. Mm-hmm. Whereas if he went online and he did what Joe Wicks did.
Joe Wicks, yeah, he was the one, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he did, because Joe Wicks just started out like in boot camps in Richmond Park.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So if he did the same, like your personal trainer went online and instead he trained 50 of you.
He hasn't got Joe Wicks' hair though.
No.
Well, you know, people like his hair, don't they? That cheeky chappy thing.
Well, he's got a bit of that.
Yeah.
But 50 people at a time would make him 50 times the amount of money. So it makes more sense to leverage your time. Now, passive income doesn't become actually passive in the first, I'd say, year. Because you're having to grow an audience, you're having to work out how to launch, you're having to write the content. Let's say you put a course out there. First passive income I made was Fabulous Foundations.
I remember, yeah. It was exciting.
So it was just a little basics business course. And I wrote this course because I was doing one-to-ones with people and they kept asking me the same thing. And I was like, this makes no sense. Why don't I just tell everyone it at the same time? So I wrote this course and we got like 60 people did the course. And I went in and taught it for 1 hour live every month for 12 months. And that's all I did. And then I realised that actually I could record it. And so then it was completely passive. I didn't have to do anything. They would just get the course and watch it.
Yeah, it's that bit at the beginning. I think that's where people sometimes come unstuck because they look at you, they see your success and they think, oh, well, I don't have to do anything. But that initial period when you have to build what you're going to sell, you have to do the recording if you're doing it that way, you have to build your audience, you have to get all that done.
And you have to know how to launch, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it changed our lives because once we realised that, I went from working like 80 hours a week, doing one-to-ones. There was always someone that needed a one-to-one and I only had so much time. And I was like, how do people do this?
Yeah.
And then realised that I didn't need to do it that way. I could do many people at the same time, put courses out, put memberships out, do recorded like webinars, do all these different things. And that meant that I then started working 30 hours a month instead of 80 hours a week.
The change was incredible when we went through it. I think what stops a lot of people doing this is they think, well, I don't know anything.
And that is what people say.
There's a lot of people, because we always say that everybody's got a skill.
Well, you even started talking to the pool man the other day.
The pool man, yeah. And the other thing he said, which was also related to this, he said, but there's already a bloke online who does that. And then we go to the old Brick Lane analogy, don't we? You know, there's 30 Indian restaurants in a 1 mile road, but they all sell Indian food, but they all do it differently.
Yeah, you always talk about Brick Road. I always think of it as hairdressers. Why does no one ever wake up and go, oh, I really wanted to be a hairdresser, but there is already one?
And men's barbers, like every high street has got at least 3 or 4 men's barbers in it.
Yeah, but they all do okay, don't they?
Exactly.
There's enough people out there to do all these different things. But you are right. People don't want to do it because they think it's saturated. There's no such thing as saturation. There's too many people for saturation. But the second reason is what you said. They don't think they're the expert.
Loads of that. But I play this game now because you taught me. So your quote about definition of an expert is the person who knows the most about a particular subject in an average-sized room, right?
Yeah.
Now, I play this game with my mates because they'll go, well, I don't know anything. I just work in an office.
Yeah.
For example, a friend of mine, Darren, who is, we know very well, and he's just, in his words, works in an office, running a team, doesn't know anything. However, when we drilled down away from his work into his actual life, he is a very good dad of 2 teenage girls. Now, there's lots of dads who would like to hear from someone like that, who's got that expertise, could come online, could talk about how to do that. So I think everybody's got something.
Everyone's got something. It's life experience. You look at the people that have been through One-to-Many. One-to-Many is my flagship course. It's the course that I'm known for. It helps people make passive income right from the beginning, from growing that audience, working out what you want to sell, all the way through to creating it, launching it, all of it in one go. That's made us the most money because that course actually makes millionaires, which is great. But when I first started with that and people were like, the biggest question people were asking is, I don't know what I can do. It was really weird in the first year because I had assumed that what people were going to be selling on their courses were going to be Instagram, was going to be stuff to do with work, going to be how to be more productive, timekeeping, how to make money. And actually, my biggest successes have been absolutely nothing to do with business.
Yeah, I think off the top of my head, dog training, growing flowers.
Cut flowers. But do you remember Hannah? Hannah does how to get babies to sleep. She's made like over 300,000 from that now.
We have a hula hooper.
Yeah.
Pretty much now, the hundreds, probably thousands now of people that work with you, I don't think you could think of something that hasn't been
done. Because we've had sex ones.
Yeah.
We've had dating, like how to get the best out of internet dating. We've even had someone do like membership on weekly shopping. Like, this is how to get the best out of your meal planning. Yeah. Like, there's been so much stuff out there. I think
that the opportunities and the potential is limitless.
Because people always want to learn from someone that's already done.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, I always talk about like the first thing I ever bought that was passive income was an ebook, because we were thinking about going to Disneyland.
That's right, yeah.
And we had twins who were 2, and I was like, how do you do Disneyland with 2-year-olds? Like, what rides are good? I'm just a bit worried that it's like a military operation. It is a military operation. Don't do it.
I'm happy to never go there again. Got to tell you.
Don't tell Charlie Day that. She loves Disney.
Loads of people do. I don't really get it.
I quite like it.
I'm just covered in sweat, walking about 50,000 steps a day to go to rides that neither of my kids will go on. and then paying about 15 quid for a hot dog. I don't really see it.
It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, we went. And we found this thing in a Facebook group online. Somebody had written a guide to taking 2-year-olds to Disneyland. And it was great because it had like the best bits to go to, when to get there, when it's not going to be so like noisy, all this kind of stuff. And I wrote to that person. I think I paid £10.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, it was dollars. But I wrote to her and I said, how many of these do you sell? And she said at least 500 a month. I was like, what? And I realised, I said, when did you write it? She said 5 years ago. She had made this living from this one document that she had written, and that's what made me light bulb and go, hold on a minute. If she can make money from doing that, there are people that always say to everyone, can I pick your brains? Yeah, you can pick my brains for a tenner. Like, yes, what is the thing that most people say to you, can I pick your brains about? Make that into a course or a ebook or something and sell it.
There wasn't there a bloke, I think he was a vicar, and didn't he have like a whole repository of sermons that for young up-and-coming vicars, he would then flog them for a £5 or a £10 or a
Millennial vicars.
Superb. I mean, it's genius, and that's a great example of everyone's got something that
Everyone's
somebody
got something.
wants.
Yeah, but we had somebody that was a knitting expert, and she was really, like, she was an older lady, and she would put knitting patterns into a membership, and all the other people would pay like £5 a month to get the knitting pattern, and then they were all in this Facebook group showing each other pictures of the thing they'd made and whose was best. And she was making like 30 grand a month.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is amazing. Like, people can make money from anything.
And I think, coming back to something I said earlier, that's why it's so important that you apply your personality and your kind of traits and your flaws and your skills and all that to it, because there are lots of people doing the same thing, but you will remember the person who does it in a way that resonates with you.
Yeah, and that you like how they teach it even.
It's simple. It does come down to that.
Yeah.
If you build a connection with them, the whole know, like, and trust thing comes into it. I mean, that's in any line of business, but I think especially in passive income streams, it's all about building that audience, and the way you're going to do that is by relating to the people you want to relate to.
Yeah. I absolutely love it, because every year on the back of One to Many, we have what we call our biggest success stories. And these are the people that usually are the people that tell me at the beginning, I'm going to be one of your success stories. And they end up being. And they come out and they say, I've just made 50 grand, I've just made 200,000 from this course that I put out there. And they were so cynical at the beginning. They're like, I can't believe it worked. And I'm like, what do you mean? You can't believe it worked? Why did you buy into this course if you didn't think it was going to work? But then it works, and they're amazed by it. And I love seeing the different things they do, because it's never what I think it's going to be. When Roz came to me and she said, oh, I want to make a load of money from teaching what I know. And I was like, what do you know? And she was like, you know, how to grow cut flowers in your garden or allotment. I must admit, I had this little ping that went, will enough people buy that, a course on that? And then she made 500,000.
You know the reason it worked? You know, we talked about... it's not passive right from the beginning, and you do have to put in some work. What she'd done is research, right? So she knew there was lots of farmers, and specifically farmers' wives, okay? So they had this plot of land, might even be a small holding. They didn't know what to do with it. They might have got a goat, a couple of chickens. Everyone's got chickens, haven't they now?
Why haven't we got chicken?
I want chickens.
I want a chicken.
You're the expert.
All right.
Back in the day.
I used to run a chicken farm.
You did, didn't you? Yeah.
Yes. We always go back to it.
The most paradoxical kind of job we could ever think of.
I've got a picture of me
in your overalls.
In my chicken overalls.
Didn't you wring a few necks?
One. I had to do one.
Okay. I don't know where I was going with this.
They've got chickens, small holdings.
Oh, small holding. Thank you. So they were like, what do we do with this land? And she'd worked out that by teaching them how to grow these wildflowers, there was a huge demand for flowers like this these days. People want real flowers. They don't want these perfectly manicured ones. So she did the research. She knew that the audience was there. And that is massively important, that you have an idea of who your ideal client is. Do they exist? Would they want to invest in what you're offering? And if you do that bit first, then you've got a much better chance. And that is why Roz did so well. Yeah,
it was amazing to see it, because it's like people that you don't necessarily think are going to make like hundreds of thousands of pounds often do.
Do you think that some of it's mindset?
Yeah,
some
believing
of it's
they
patience.
Can. Patience is definitely, it takes a while to grow an audience. Like, people always come into One to Many and go, oh, will I make money in the first month? I'm like, absolutely not. It's going to take you 6 months to grow the audience, but it'd be worth it, because after the first year, you'll be making money.
Because you're not a flipping magic fairy,
I am
as
not
you've
a
been
magic
known
fairy.
to say.
Yeah, you still have to do the work. So if you were going to be doing some kind of One to Many thing, that first bit that we do, which is write down 3 things that you're good at that you could sell to others, what would you put?
Trainers.
What about trainers?
Well, I would have a site that showed the history of trainers, where you can locate the best ones, how much you should be paying, what you shouldn't pay, good ones to invest in.
No one's going to buy that.
Hang on a minute. I'm on a few sites which have literally millions of sneaker fans on them.
Really? Mm-hmm. There are that many people that like trainers?
Yeah.
Why aren't you doing that then? Do that.
What a job working for you, mate.
I think you should put put that together. Actually, Amanda did something similar to that.
Yeah.
Amanda put together a document. She was in the wedding industry. She
That's
put
right,
together
yeah,
a document for styled shoots, like what magazines would take them, how long the editorial process is, how, like when to write in, who to write into, and all that kind of stuff. And that sold loads.
Can I do my other ones?
Oh, you got more?
Well, you asked for 3.
Oh, go on then.
I like to be a good student.
Go on then.
The second one is a bit more of a serious topic, would be being a stepdad, how to bring up kids that aren't your own kids, how to make sure you don't tread on their real dad's toes if he's around, how to manage your expectations with the other parents' expectations and all that kind of stuff. So that would be the second one.
You and their dad could do that together. That would be fun.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
And I said I've got 3. I'm not sure I have got 3. Something to do with music, maybe chords and song structures and stuff.
Yeah.
I think my ability would mean I could only teach so far.
Yeah.
Up in technical ability. But yeah, probably. Well, I think the stepdad one's probably got the most.
I could
potential.
do like how to potty train twins in a week because I did that.
Yeah.
I had my own little method.
And now I'm thinking I could potentially do one about teen boys.
We're not very good at that yet. Maybe wait till we're better at it.
I did it once before, and now I'm starting to do it again. So I feel like there's something in that.
We're interviewing the boys on this podcast.
Here's how you parent teens: turn up the telly, shut the door, and give them their PlayStation. Yeah.
That is our way of parenting.
Yeah.
It's not really. Don't tell like social
I
services.
I don't mean that. The thing is, I only ever hear them they're wandering aimlessly around the house, either looking for a charger or something to eat.
And it's all you ever
and that's
hear.
kind of it.
So one-to-many is coming.
Mm-hmm. It's exciting.
I'm excited for this year. We only do it once a year.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. But before one-to-many, one of the things we always do, because I really believe that when not everyone can afford something, you should still be able to give them enough information to go away and make money. And so we do the challenge first called Race to Recurring Revenue.
We get amazing success just from that.
Yeah, we have people make 10K months just from the challenge.
I know.
But that's going to be an interesting one. I can't wait to see what new people come through and what they do on the challenge. What I love is that everyone comes in on day 1 of that challenge and they go, I don't even know what I'd make passive income in. By day 4, they're like, I know what I'm going to make passive income in. I know what I'm going to charge. I know how I'm going to launch it. I know all of it.
Or they come in with an idea of what they're going to do.
Change it.
And that totally changes as they go through the challenge.
Because I think most people come in thinking it has to be something to do with business.
Yeah.
And then they realise that actually the most experience they've got is life experience. I remember when, who was it, came in and decided she was going to teach about how to get through a divorce amicably.
Yeah.
And that was really good. Like, so many people want to know how to fill in those Form Es and all of those things. Yeah. And they don't know what they're doing. So they have to get a lawyer, and lawyers are really expensive. And so she was like an ex-lawyer that taught people how to do that. And that went really well.
Yeah.
That course. So yeah, so many things to do. If you are not making passive income yet, let's call it semi-passive income. We don't want to pretend you're going to be sitting on a beach with money raining down over your head, because it won't work that way. But if you are not yet making money in this way, please come at least into the free challenge, Race to Recurring Revenue, which is starting very soon. You can click on the link in the show notes. It'll take you straight through to sign up to that, because it's going to be a fun one. Right, I think that's it for today.
I think that's it.
Nice to chat to you.
Yeah, lovely. See you soon.
You've been listening to At Home with the Johnsons.
Why not come and join the discussion at our Facebook group, At Home with the Johnsons?
Go and check the link in the show notes.